I mean, I've been comfortable here, for a while. Just, um, when you come to a team, kind of has a rotation set already, kind of has the guys. It's gonna be, a little different. And I kind of knew that coming here. Romeo kind of knew that coming here, but you gotta be professional about things. So we stay ready. We work every day after practice, and our numbers got called tonight. A lot of it's mental, man, because when you're not playing like you want to, it's easy to get down on yourself or start blaming other people or start, thinking of just dumb excuses for no reason. So, just mentally staying engaged every day, and then just making sure, you pay attention to the little things that coach likes, because he will yank you out of there if you're not doing things right, and then just making sure, your shots crisp, making sure in practice you getting your extra reps, you lifting, so when you do start playing, your body doesn't break down. So it's a lot of different aspects, but I think, myself and Romeo have done a good job.
Is there one thing you've noticed so far that is those little things that Pop will pull you for in a heartbeat?
Uh, not making extra pass, and if he calls a certain defense, if you mess it up, it's instant, instant.
When did you find out you were going to start?
This morning and shoot around.
What did you think of Jakob's play down the stretch?
He was great. He had some big defensive plays, big rebounds, and made those free throws down the stretch. I've always kind of been a fan of Jakobs from afar. Every time he played the Spurs or even when he was on the Raptors, he's always, been a part of good groups. Plus minus has always been good. So, today he was clutch for us, and it's not the first time since I've been here that he's done that.
Pop tied the record tonight, tied Melody's record for most wins. Feel good to be part of that history, just a small part.
Yeah, it's great to be. This is a tiny part of Coach Pop's record-setting win, and hopefully, we can go get the record in the next game, and keep it going, keep pushing it.
What has he meant to the NBA and basketball in general?
It's hard to put into words. How much of an impact he's had on not only the Spurs organization but the USA basketball organization and just basketball players in general. Young coaches. If you want to be a young coach, if there's any three coaches that you're gonna tell them to kind of watch, Greg Popovich always has to be in there. And just yeah, it's hard to put into words just how much he's meant.
You mentioned Romeo earlier. He finally got in the game for the Spurs. How do you think he looked? And is that kind of the guy you remember?
Yeah. From when we played together in Boston, he was always came on the court and been a defender. Kind of changed the energy of the game, and I think he did that today. What a lot of people don't understand about Romeo is he's a good offensive player too, and he hasn't really been able to showcase that yet too much. But we saw him make some pull ups, saw him make some good cuts tonight. So hopefully over these next couple weeks left of the season and going forward, he can be able to turn into that two-way player that I know he can be.
This is a premature question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. You got another year left on your deal here. Does this feel like a place you could hang out for another year and help them build?
I can't. I don't want to speak on things too early. So it's we'll talk about that after the season's over.
You had a chance to play on some really good teams and play some high-level playoff basketball. How do these young guys that you played with tonight compare to some of those teams you played with? Like, how's it playing with these young guys?
We got a lot of guys here that know how to play, know how to put the ball in the bucket, know how to, a lot of guys have different niches on this team. And I think a lot of guys have carved out good roles here. And I think the first step for a great team is guys knowing their roles, knowing what they got to bring to the table every night. And, I think that this compares to some of the good teams I've been on just from that aspect first.
You can tell right away you seem to have a lot of good chemistry with this team, even though you haven't been here long, you haven't played a lot of minutes with us. Are guys pique your brain at all, ask you questions? I mean, you played some great basketball here. Have any of the young guys talked to you and tried to get a little knowledge from you?
Yeah, a little bit. Primo will come up to me every now and then and kind of ask questions, and I kind of make sure I stay in his ear if I'm in the game or not in the game about just talking, man. I think that's one of the biggest things I can bring to this team is just being vocal during the games because sometimes young teams get kind of quiet, and it's not intentional, but they're not used to that as much. So, I think the young guys have done a good job of growing and just being curious about things.
Do you feel like the vet of this team are one of them because you're one of the
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm big bro around here, but I love it. And, this is new for me, being one of the oldest guys on the team. So I think it's a good chance for me to grow as well as everybody else has been this year.